Good morning. This week our group is in Guangzhou for the International Building Materials Show. It's a huge fair. It's the biggest in Asia. So we're here along with 200,000 others and nearly 10,000 from overseas. In our previous video, we walked through some real-world examples of why property developers and home builders in G7 countries are here, or they're sending their representatives. There are enormous cost savings, even for small companies, to work directly with factories in China to source products. And those savings make for a competitive advantage in markets in the United States and Europe for companies who are bidding on jobs. Simply by eliminating the middleman companies and local distributors and the big box stores, that translates right away to double-digit percentage savings in materials costs. There are other advantages in moving up the supply chain, and those involve ensuring that your own company can get materials in the first place, and at price points and on delivery schedules that you control. Costs are rising steeply, and especially across the product lines that are hit by higher tariffs. Building contractors in the United States face these higher costs for plumbing, heating and HVAC equipment, and lighting fixtures. For anything coming out of Chinese factories and heading to the US, higher tariff rates apply. And construction companies are paying them. That's to say that local distributors or big box stores like Lowe's and Home Depot pay inbound freight and customs fees. Then they pass along those higher costs to their local customers. You are paying these higher tariffs and freight charges anyway, just paying somebody else to do the paperwork and to mark up the price for taking all the trouble. And the major driver of these higher costs, besides the tariffs, is the massive boom in materials demand every time there's a fire in California or a hurricane on the Gulf Coast. Builders everywhere have lots of work to do, but they can't get materials. Clever local governments and contractors should buy in bulk, in advance, and just pay the bill for storage, so at least the materials are there when they need them. Most did not and do not, so builders are only now looking for substitute materials that are available. This story in North Carolina is typical of builders almost everywhere. Long wait times for high-quality building materials and appliances, which slow down projects and build times for companies and for cities. The builders who source directly from China then have far better control over their input costs and avoid the problems of stockouts almost completely. They know they always have more containers on the way, and so they can compete for jobs that other builders cannot. So that explains why there are a lot of visitors here from North America in Guangzhou this week. And there are thousands more from countries where tens of millions of new housing units are needed to satisfy demand right now from booms in their middle class. Indonesia is the fourth largest country in the world by population, and has one of the fastest growing economies in the world. What's more, the country is spending $40 billion to move their capital. Vietnam is another. The government there is building over 1 million new apartments over the next 5 years. Of all the countries that will grow their consumer class by double-digit percentages in the next 5 years, only one, Egypt, is not in Asia. And that emerging middle class in Asia, they all want new homes. But the housing crunch is everywhere. It's global. South and Central America need to build 100,000 homes a day, every day, for the next 3 years to meet today's demand. Mexico needs 800,000 new houses a year. Builders in Colombia need to build 400,000 per year. So it's a worldwide problem. And lots of people from lots of companies in lots of countries are here asking mostly the same questions. We are business buyers, buying in bulk, and then we need to put them on a ship. The people who are here are not looking for a sauna or a spa for their apartment in Shenzhen. They build apartments in Boston or Bogota, and they need 20 a month. It's the same story for all the exhibitors here. Buyers who show up don't need 5 smart doors, they need 5,000. Whole home construction companies are here for the custom builds and luxury markets. You send these people your plans, they build a house, they send it to you, and your crew puts it together. We used the example in our previous video of companies that build patios and decks, and the companies here in Guangzhou sell billions of dollars worth of supplies for that industry segment to over 100 countries. Windows and doors. This company made $380 million selling armored doors. That company has everything you'll need to build a football stadium or a convention center. So the booths for the armored doors in the stadium buildings don't get as much foot traffic as most of the others, but the customers who do talk to them have all the money in the world, or they're agents for the people who have all the money in the world. There is another huge section here for the other Chinese companies. The construction materials industry requires expensive and complex machinery so that they can offer wider product selections. Chinese manufacturers typically have a minimum order quantity, but with this specialized heavy equipment here, building materials companies can scale up new production of small and custom orders. And that's common across these Chinese industry fairs. These giant sections that are for Chinese manufacturers, mainly, who need the newest and best equipment. And these industry shows are everywhere in China, and they attract tens of thousands of international visitors coming all for the same reasons. The same supply chain cost dynamics that drive small but growing building contractors source their most commonly used materials directly from factories in China. Those are also motivating companies in the maritime industry to do the same thing. Same for toys. The foreigners who show up to the Beijing Auto Show, for example, or especially to the aftermarket car parts show, they're not looking to buy a new sports car or a new muffler. They need 100 cars a month or 1,000 transmissions a year. And these trade shows are still the best way ever invented, whereby it's possible to see in just a few days the new products that are coming to the industry, and to meet personally with the engineers who build them and the companies that ship them to wherever you are. There's an example here of a company that my own group wants to work with as an OEM. They build soundproof cubicles and workstations that can be set up in airports, for example. I see them all the time in Asia, and I paid to use one a few months ago and just learned how much they cost and that the payback period on them is just a few months. Put them in a nice area with internet, and those things are a license to print money. And if money is one of those things that you like, it's another reason to hit these industry shows to learn of these opportunities before other people in your neighborhood do. This is Guangzhou. Be good.